Good morning. My whole house is still asleep. At least the top half, my family. I just had so many tears streaming down my face, and now my eyes are particularly baggy and dark. I was just meditating, and I started to think about my grandparents. One of my recent readings was talking about healing father figure energy, and she mentioned, oh gosh, and I don't even know her name now. I don't know. She's new to me. I completely have, the word I want to use is shifted paradigms, and all of the content on YouTube that I have been consuming has completely switched in the last week and a half. It just started with one person, and then all of a sudden just completely different readers and speakers have come through, and it's been it just feels like huge shifts happening. But anyways, I'm sure I'll speak about her again. She's awesome. She said something along the lines of it might be your father's father, and that really stuck with me because I named my son Jacob Lewis, and I knew that Lewis was the middle name that I wanted, which is my dad's name. My grandparents passed away when I was really young. Not really young. I had a lot of time with them, but they both passed before I was an adult, and I always felt I didn't know them when I was a person, before I was conscious. I just spent a lot of time with them, and I've struggled with remembering my memories from childhood. There's a few things here and there, and when I really think about it, I can come up with pictures and what things looked like, and sometimes these situations or sometimes these memories come through, but for the most part, I just feel I don't have a lot of memories. But I was just meditating and just thinking about them. I just miss them. I just wish that I wish I could talk to them now, and I can. Right? That's the beauty. It's when you believe and you have faith that your loved ones are still looking over you, you can connect to that energy. When you see signs, he loved the blue jays. So whenever I see a blue jay, especially when I see a blue jay and a cardinal, my grandma was a fiery Aries sun. And so sometimes I see cardinals and blue jays together, and I think of them. I've struggled to connect with my dad for quite a few years now. We have a very long, interesting past. My parents divorced when I have it in my understanding as before I was 1, so I've never known them together. My mom and I had a very tumultuous relationship. I think a big part because of they both remarried when I was quite young. And although I have good relationships with both of my my step-parents now. It was not easy having them in the beginning. But when I was 13, I moved out of my mom's house, like, permanently, and moved in with my dad and my stepmom. And then right before my last year of high school, my dad got a job in a different city, and I had a choice to either move with him and go to a brand new high school for my last year, or to move back to my mom's house where the relationship was still very uncomfortable and strained. Ultimately, I decided to move back to my mom's, stay at my high school, because I wanted to be with my friends. Story for another day. In hindsight, it's like I'm not in contact with any of them, and that was like, I did not belong there. I did not belong with them. I don't know what their deal was with me. I just don't think they liked me ever, really. And I feel like everyone was so excited that I finally stopped being involved. And that was a hard pill to swallow. But anyways, ever since my dad moved out, he's only in Strathroy, like, he's not even that far. He's like 30 minutes away. It's not that far, but like, it's been enough of a barrier to cause, like, we just don't really see each other, and we don't talk a lot, you know. I always feel like I have to prove things to him. He's like, what else is new? And I'm like, I'm just chilling here, talking to Spirit, hanging out with my dog and my kid, you know. I just wanted me to have a plan. What's your plan? You gotta get the job, build your wealth, and you gotta buy me a house on a golf course in Florida. And I want that for him. I do. I think. But also, like, I don't necessarily want him to be in Florida. Like, if I'm not in Florida, why do you want to be in Florida? But maybe I'm not meant to be around him. I don't know. I just don't know. But anyways. With his parents being gone, that side of the family just, like, crumpled. Like, we don't see any of them. Maybe some people keep in contact, but there was, like, weird secrets, and, you know, we just, like, don't really see them. And then I don't really see my dad, and it just makes me so sad. The last brave thing I did was, I texted him out of the blue, and I was like, hey, like, I'm so sorry that we don't talk, but, like, I love you. And I do. There's, like, there's this depth to him that I don't think I think he accesses. I think he knows. He's a Cancer sun. I don't know his full chart, but you can sense his Cancer energy, like this deep sense of home, this kind of like broodiness, and I don't know if it's broodiness. He's not super broody. He's actually like a really happy dude, but I think he's just always been very unhappy. He's just been always very unhappy. And I think a big part of that is, you know, and I think it's part of part of our connection is like, I have this line in my mind. When you get your birth chart on AstroSeek, it like interprets things for you, and I don't know what it was, but I don't know which part it was, but it said, it literally said father figure, or it was talking about like a wound essentially in it, or I don't know. It said basically, it said that issues with the father because you were not who you were supposed to be. And I was like, okay, isn't that just like spot on? I know he loves me. I know he's so proud of me, but I was supposed to be a boy. They thought I was going to be a boy. I was supposed to be Jake. And I named my son Jacob. Interesting. Not because of that. That name was gifted to me by his angels through a lovely, lovely woman named Val. But yeah, I was supposed to be a boy, and I know that my dad has said in the past, like, he just didn't really know what to do with a girl, you know? He just didn't really know what to do, and he did the best he could. Of course he did. But it started like that, and then I was supposed to be a doctor. And I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor because I'm gonna make all this money, and I'm gonna buy you a house on a golf course in Florida. But then I failed chemistry in my first semester, first year. And I was working 2 jobs, and and I had a boyfriend, and it was my first year of university. It was really hard. I tried really hard. I tried really hard. I tried the hardest I've ever tried in my life in that first year, and I failed. I didn't fail, but I basically failed. So that was not the life for me. And I switched into something else. And then I switched into something else, and then something else, and then something else. And then became a yoga teacher and a personal trainer and worked at Canada Life and did all of these things. And all I hear is like, well, I thought you were going to do this. All right, so I have a good feeling about this. Now you want to do not-for-profit management, which I did. But I haven't done anything with it. And I just feel like he's holding on to this thought that I am not what he wants for me. But I don't know if he really has the desire to take the time to see who I am. And I just have to be okay with that. But it's been really hard to reach out. I remember when my grandparents were older, you know, he didn't want to go see them. But he did. He went like every day. But he didn't want to, and he was not happy about it. I liked going. I think I did. I probably, you know, it's like, I kind of feel like once I got to be like 13, 14, I probably stopped wanting to go too. And I don't know if him not wanting to go rubbed off on me, or if it was just like, I'm 13, like, I don't want to go to my grandparents' house anymore. I don't remember. But that's my story for today. More tears. There's probably going to be a lot of tears. There's probably going to be a lot of tears. This is just like how we process. Anyways. It's raining outside too. Like, it hasn't rained in a long time, but so today's like a perfect day to cleanse, to let it all out. Okay. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And I will see you again soon.